We ended off last session having completed killing off the leader of a gang called the Slagstack Crushers, who were responsible in the end for raiding all of the Trashy Treasures trade caravans. You do learn that Corporal Craig is doing all right and is back to working by the time you get home. And you've also recruited quite a few new people since last time. And you also hired a bunch of mutants. Rob Pratchett, Wolfaba, Bobby Rick the Big Boy, Little Jim Libbles, the tiny guy who you've trained with a fucking long las. And Manny has taken it upon himself to train the two crotalids who are both missing one leg each, Big Bertha and Mr. Bitey.
Figured if we're gonna have a child soldier, at least keep them out of the way of combat.
So I have a surprise. It's going to be a little bit of a, well, I won't call it a vacation, because you're still gonna be working, but it's gonna be close. But before anything else, I have somebody to introduce to you.
Howdy. The people around here call me Swifter.
But he's going to be doing some very important work for me.
After this whole shindig, how's shit going down with the crazy bitches?
Oh, the mistress? That has a significant bearing on why we're going here in the first place and who I'm meeting with. The Nauticland looks like a fucking pleasure planet. The place is insane. And it's also insanely well defended. You guys are there to keep an eye out for anything strange happening.
I'll allow you to do the first strike, good sir. As you go ahead and just clock him right in the cheek, and he goes ahead and like spits out a little thing of blood, turns over and smirks at you. Nice hit. Mine's better though. And he actually just instinctively flows rapidly, throwing 2 more attacks at you out of nowhere.
He's on match point. You need to catch up.
All right. Last round. Hey!
Manny loses. Barely.
Manny, comes up, going ahead and using his side round, just throws the right hook. Swifter manages to dodge a little bit out of the way, just gain a little bit of a graze. He goes ahead and throws a haymaker right into your head. Yeah, Swifter will begin, I guess, chatting up Doc to get to know the guy.
It was good, but could be better if you want better parts. I am Cyberdoc, also normal doc. I am anything.
Well, I can see where Manny gets his parts then.
No, he had that up before me. None of them will let me near them.
Swifter, actually raises an eyebrow, just I think I'll stay all organic, big guy.
Manny, give me an idea of what happened.
We took care of the situation.
How long's that shit been going on?
Oh, I get it. Listen, Pixie darling. I wasn't trying to keep it for you because I didn't trust you. I just didn't want to worry you.
You can't even tell a friend? Come on, man. You've looked out for me all this time. Why can't I look out for you?
I wish we were a little bit more than friends, to be quite honest. Going out eastward towards the nearest manufactorum district, you see something that, Pixie, you've never seen this before because you've lived in the hive the whole time. Doc, this shit's not a thing on your planet either. Finely curated grass. It's also not native to here. You wonder why this place is so rich?
They imported fucking grass.
As you also pass these massive turrets and this line of columns leading up to this white marble, brilliantly constructed architecture. There are 2 figures standing in front of the gates. They look like massive dive suit Big Daddy guys with water tanks on their back. You hear a voice coming out from far up ahead. Hello and welcome to the Subnauticland. I am the Cipher Knight over this Nauticland. My name is Drashali Click. Or if you wish, you can just call me Cipher Knight. You hear a loud commotion to your right. You see and hear the screaming and footstep charging of a large group storming in. They're holding weapons. They're running forward. All of the turrets simultaneously turn and fire at the hostile intruders. And the next thing you see is not them anymore, as where they were is now ash. Apologies for that display. Luckily we have our defenses in place. I hope you're not planning to do anything with that arm. Nor you. The big beefy boy pulls out a tiny little thing and slaps one on your wrist. Looking down at it, you see this wrist brace that is now beeping. It is not a bomb, do not worry, it just disables your equipment.
That concerns me that you had to first say it's not a bomb.
We have our own ways of dealing with troublemakers.
Look, now have extra bomb. You can set it off by saying name. Don't say name, we'll blow up.
Dude on Manny pulls out another one and puts it on your mechanical arm because of the wrist blade. They motion to let you into the main lobby, and you notice the Siphonite follow along. Drishai Click moves up. Come along now. You see this magnificent, finely crafted marble. The water is pristine. It is clean. You have never seen water this clean, most of you. You have these two statues related to the Emperor, but you can tell they have like a Mechanicus theme to them. You see more and more of these big, hulking motherfuckers just standing at like basically every doorway. What do you think of our fine location?
There's a lot of water.
The Siphonite steps over to this water. A cup seems to like almost fall out of their sleeve, and they scoop up some water and bring it over to Pixie. Here, have a drink.
I sniff it. Why?
It
'Cause
smells
it's
like clean water, which is a foreign concept to you.
I drink it.
It is the best water that you have ever tasted.
Dude, what'd you put in this water?
Miss Creed, was it right? You had a meeting? Let me lead you all to the meeting room. Alpha, Beta, if you would lead them to their quarters. The two guards right in front of you stand up, salute, and prompt you all to follow them. All the NPCs are staying behind and getting the shit.
Are they gonna need to scan all of the bees?
Come over a loosely but still very eloquently decorated marble set of housing. Swifter, you look around and like, they imported fucking all of this.
Anything look like it's from Catachan?
I don't think a luxury resort would import things from a death planet.
Oh,
The only thing that is imported from Catachan are the guardsmen.
If the doors were made from Ketachin, would anybody who just touches the doorknob just fucking...
yeah, why not?
What do you mean, why?
Because they want people to use the rooms!
That's why you don't touch the door, you touch the doorknob. There's a difference.
These two fucking big bulky bastards point you to the buildings that are going to be yours.
Corvus immediately starts fiddling with the thing on his arm.
Doc, anytime you touch the thing on your arm, it beeps wildly at you.
No, stop beeping.
As that happens, one of these big beefy dudes outside of your building slams on the wall. Cease tampering with the device.
He starts for like 20 minutes, starts fucking with it again.
On like the fifth attempt, you finally get a bit of personality from the dude. He's just like, for the love of the Emperor and the Omnissiah, please stop tampering with the device, for fuck's sake.
You have name?
He says nothing.
I will keep fucking with thing until you say name.
He steps in the fucking room, looks you in the eye, and says, my name is none of your business.
That's his very long name.
A few minutes later, tamper it with again. He steps inside. You notice these cannons pop out from his shoulders. They blast you and the bed with water, and he says, do not tamper with the device. New bed sheets will be provided shortly.
Pixie, in the meantime, pantomimes the entire thing. He has, like, shadow puppets.
Swifter he's going to go ahead and, like, of course, take a sample scan. He figures that he's under surveillance, so...
Definitely know a camera, and they don't even bother hiding it.
Swifter goes ahead, he waves at the camera, and then we go take a walk.
Alright, I'm actually gonna walk out of my door. I'm gonna just walk up there and start tampering with mine. Behind Doc.
Damn it! What party did I join?
Yeah.
The last choice. What'd you expect?
Yes! Choice!
You're unable to be seen for a moment. You go over there, you tamper it with a gun, and you hear even louder knocking. And this time, Doc, you know you didn't do anything. You can hear it behind you. Somebody's got to teach you social norms. With that, he pulls out a book on social cues and is basically walking over to Doc Corvus and trying to teach him human fucking decency. Looks like this fucking big-ass dude is reading bedtime stories to Corvus.
He's sitting, like, on the corner of the bed. Swifter walks over and knocks on Pixie's door. Come on, you gotta see this shit.
As you're looking through the window, you hear next page of social norms. And
Why is book? Could be data slate. Would be much easier.
Complaints will be noted. Now shut the fuck up. You can actively see one of his power fists fucking quivering and gripping behind his back. Doc Corvus, roll a constitution check for me at disadvantage. You fail, you get blasted with so much machine code that you get knocked unconscious and he fucking leaves. Manny, you would get a comm notification. You know, I don't mind if you guys want to come join the meeting.
I'm gonna go join the meeting.
So Doc is over here completely indisposed. Mouse has stayed behind, but the rest of you are coming over. As you come back, she's just like, where's Doc? Where's Mouse?
You would not believe us if we told you, ma'am.
I'll explain it afterwards.
Dreshai Click opens up the door and lets you all inside. Have an enjoyable meeting and don't mind the gentleman in the corners. You see this figure chair and the little girl in the next to her. And on these two chairs, you see tech priests of some variety. The woman with a strange needle on her arm turns and looks and says, "Hello, Creed. How are you?" Meet High Engine Seer Marista. Pixie, what you know about the High Engine Seer? She runs a good chunk of the entire Manufactorum district. She's a big shot.
Damn. Didn't know you were in with the big league.
Well, we aren't, and that's why we're here. Being in with them would be very advantageous for us, don't you think? I require vehicles and grander munitions than what my current trade route is going to be able to offer. And what do you propose in exchange? What have you need for? I require additional manpower to deal with, assumedly, the same threat as yours. She is encroaching on territory that belongs to my Manufactorum district. We just got out of some pretty nasty fights. I wouldn't want to commit to a war. If you have something else which would be of substantial use to me, that might assist me in that endeavor, then go ahead and propose it.
Maybe we can lure her into a bait.
We are in good graces like pretty much every other gang around here.
We are in pseudo good graces with the rats as well. We can probably see about hiring some to take down some key figures.
Picking off key figures within our forces would be beneficial, but would not end the conflict unless we took her out.
Do coordinated attack, have the assassins take care of key figures.
Yeah, hate to say it, Creed, but like taking this bitch out might be best for the entire hive.
A charisma check with like a +4. So she looks at this, then looks at Manny as just like, if it's inevitably going to come knocking at our doorstep anyway, I guess you're right. You see Sarah Creed look the engine seer in the eye and say, if you promise after this conflict has ended to provide us with the munitions we desire, we shall put our manpower behind making sure the mistress is no longer a problem. Adequate agreement reached. I look forward to working with you. It has been a pleasure meeting with you here. Well, that meeting was a lot briefer than I expected it to take. The door closes behind you. Oh, it's you guys. Man, you know this is one of the dudes that was in the arena when you murdered the butcher.
I'll casually walk over and, offer a hand and well met. I would gladly inform you the facility is being kept as it was by him. It is not being used for its intended purpose.
It is good to know that you've done so. I will please his spirit. Swifter, he is wearing stuff that, to your knowledge, represents a certain god of blood and skulls.
He kind of turns over to the boss lady and just says, has he been causing trouble?
These guys all just up and walked out when their leader lost.
We just took over their base, and like Manny said, get the fuck out, and they did.
That tends to make sense from those type of people.
Pardon me, I have not introduced myself. I am the new butcher. My name is Craig. Corvus, finally awake, steps in.
That guy had a big name. Could say name is 01110111.
As you're saying this, you keep going on for a little bit longer after he tells you to shut up. Manny, you notice the two fucking big ass dudes next to him. They look like they're holding back their own laughter.
Barring this place, where else did you have in mind?
No idea.
Well, I'm sure the rats wouldn't mind some more muscle.
We'll keep on looking.
Your crew looking to get rough and tumbled?
Asking if we want a little bit of fight? I don't think this is the time nor place.
Are you familiar with the maiden, whatever the fuck her name is?
Oh, I've been hearing about this. The mistress, right?
We're looking to do like a big old front against it.
Oh, so war, you say?
Yeah.
Well, count us in.
Give you a ring when things hit the fan.
Yo, Swifty.
Yeah.
I probably should like explain the whole situation to you. So like, there's these houses. One of them's Escher. They're all chicks, and they hate men. And the mistress, they're like an offshoot, and they're trying to like rapidly expand down here, and they're pissing off everybody.
Yeah, you guys are all banding together to take care of her then.
Yeah, sounds like it. Crazy chicks are the bad guys. That sounds like sexist as fuck, but like it's just 100% true this time. I mean, except for like the alley cats, they're different. Listen, there's a lot of fucking gangs here, man.
I gotcha.
Weird thing is, like, no one wants to join us. They have to have like no other options. It's weird, man.
That's why we're called the last choice.
Corvus, you are grabbed by these two men firmly and not at all pleasantly. Your wrists are going to hurt after this. And brought over to this large set of double doors. This looks like it's even more heavily armored than everything else. One of them uses another hand and knocks on the door and then taps a button on the side. And they both force you to step back as you hear loud footsteps. And the next thing you know, the doors open and this dude, even bigger than the other motherfuckers, is just standing there now. He steps out and he looks at the strange man in front of him.
I have been getting reports from my Subnauticans that you keep tampering with your fucking wrist device.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I'm just trying to learn how it works.
You do not need to know how it works. You need to stop fucking touching it.
I'm not trying to break, I'm just trying to see how it works.
I do not care what your intent is, little man. You do not touch the device, and the next time you do, your face will be getting met with a power fist to the jaw.
You can all fucking hear this.
Pixie is giggling.
Sarah, we shouldn't have brought Doc.
That's probably like,
No, this is funny as shit. Swifter in the back of your head, like Sarah is laughing, but Swifter in the back of your head, you're just like, oh shit, if they follow up on that, we have a problem.
Swifter is going to actually start moving up, actually, and he's going to try and, call over just, hey!
This is none of your business, bystander. Step back.
I know he's been causing trouble, but I want to go ahead and give you guys a hand so that way you guys don't end up killing this fucker. He can go ahead and stay in my room, and if he fucking tries to touch at that wristband again, I can go ahead and beat the shit out of him. How's that sound? My responsibility.
You say this to the guy, you're pretty forceful about it, and in most circumstances you would be overstepping your bounds, but this guy turns to you and motions for the other two to drag him along as he brings these two with him still held very uncomfortably, I might add, over to you. He pulls out a pair of shackles.
Actually, wait. As he goes ahead and does that, Swifter says, don't worry, I got my own. And he pulls out a pair of his manacles.
Oh, goddamn. He walks over to these manacles after you put them on, and you can tell the same sort of scan that he's done before to make sure they're actually fucking manacles. And he's just like,
fair enough. Make sure he doesn't do any more shit. And you!
He turns to Corvus.
If you touch that again, and you cause me even more problems, and you keep bugging my friend out in front of your house over and over again with your incessant bullshit, you and everyone else in your party is getting a very, very quick drop off of a steep cliff.
Corvus nods.
Thank you!
You're gonna lean over to Sarah. Why does the new guy have manacles?
Swifter's going to go ahead and just fucking drag Doc back over here. Come on, old man.
Yeah, so you two are now linked together.
Yeah.
So you cannot move without one another.
Yeah,
Oh,
God's
yeah.
just following along. It's like, I don't get why they met. Just want to know how it works. Is new tech. Want to see how it works.
Doc, just be quiet.
I'm not trying to break.
As you bring him back over, Sarah Creed walks up to you, and she looks at Doc Corvus and is just like, look, Doc, there are certain things you do and you don't do in spite of your curiosity. Right here, with all these motherfuckers and with my ass on the line, you don't touch that thing or you're not getting any of your fucking tech allowance ever again.
Okay, I will not touch.
Thank you! You're going to have to keep that manacle on a little bit longer. I don't think they'll trust that yet.
Oh, trust me, I got another one, and he goes ahead and pulls out another set.
Why you have so many manacles?
Creed is sort of turning to Mania, and she's just like, I wouldn't bother too much with it if I were you.
Where'd you find that guy anyway?
Oh, him? He came to me.
So as he's passing, I'm guessing seeing this butcher guy, he would recognize that. He's gonna go ahead and do a slight little, a sort of taunt, in a sense. He reaches into his bag and grabs his tarot deck. He goes ahead and pulls out a single card, and that card, as he walks by this man, is the Emperor's card. As he goes ahead and, like, you know, flashes it to the guy before sticking it back inside of his coat pocket.
He knows instantly. He's like squinting his eyes in response to this.
He gives him a bit of a shit-eating grin.
That's a very interesting friend of yours.
Yeah, we just met. Jinx, you owe me a soda.
Fuck!
That guy has some importance that I cannot divulge. I would rather you not keep questioning things, if you know what I mean. Way out of your pay grade kind of shit.
Thumbs up. And it must be pretty bad if she's not talking. My biggest question out of all this, why the fuck does he have 2 sets of manacles?
You don't?
I just walk away.